And this was published in the New York Times back in January of 2017. Good God. And it begins with an epigraph by Anai Nin. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. One ear hears another voice. One hand touches a stranger's. One foot follows more. One common trauma bubbles into one boiling effort. The masses in one scalded demise by the silvered spoons. Every one. One emboldens one soft-spoken, who encourages one considered broken to come. One elder listens to one young, who brings one outed into the wrong. One persuades her almond-eyed friend afar. That one wins over one slightly inky sister, who hooks one mixed-up stranger until one earthen vessel lifts us all as one. This one was published twice. It was in my first collection, Cut on the Bias. As you know, I'm mixed race, and Cut on the Bias was my collection about my slant being mixed race. My mother, the curly hair is the Irish. She wasn't around long. My father was an immigrant from the Philippines, and like all immigrants, he was promised by Uncle Sam, you know, you serve with Uncle Sam and we make you citizen. So he was one of the few after World War II that did get citizenship, and then he hooked up with my 17-year-old mother. She was 17 just 4 days before I was born. He was 41. We look young, we Asians. Anyway, so I got lost. So that's in my book, Cut on the Bias, but then it was republished 2 years ago in Nasty Women Poets, which was, yeah, it sounds like it. It was an anthology for women's rights in honor of Martin Luther King. Math for Girls counts, and it also ties in with the ERA. Math for Girls counts. Before they were great-great-grandmothers, they stood in lines for singular equality, for one scale blind to gender, creed, or color. But their right to vote was delayed until 1920, 144 years after propertied white men, 51 years after black men, as if women were mere household amenities used as conveniences. The vote hoped to move the line closer to a public vote, to a public voice in fiscal and sexual values. But it took 16 more years to change birth control methods from obscene to legal mail hidden in plain brown envelopes, to head of the household, husbands, a married man, the only good housekeeping seal of approval. Connecticut's 65 defeat freed the pill only for the sanctified wedded. I remember unmarried pregnant girls shamed and blamed for bad choices, while boys were just being boys. The 82 ERA defeat subtracted 60 years of female rights. 100 years since suffrage, 15 states did not ratify ERA. Now a dusty museum piece until the recent Virginia vote. Defeat meant I had no credit, no bank account, no property without my husband's name addressed as Mrs. John Doe. my first name, unimportant, a nondescript dustpan beneath spousal steps. The recent Hobby Lobby Act fractionalized 73's Roe versus Wade by granting corporations religious rights to reduce reproductive choice. Lost winnings to poker cheats. Despite the centuries-old male monopoly, women have done the math. Equal means equal, not less than.